The clean energy bill passed this week by the House looks a little more like spot cleaning. There is one little spot left for renewable energy. Most of the benefits would go to 2 aging nuclear plants and 2 coal-burning plants. One of them is in Indiana. The bill eliminates Ohio's clean energy mandates, but it does offer a subsidy to a couple of solar energy projects already in development. Electric ratepayers would see a small reduction in their bills, but opponents to the plan predict the savings will be short-lived as Ohio remains wed to old forms of electricity generation. Julie Carr-Smythe, this was truly a bipartisan bill. There were Democrats and Republicans who supported it and Democrats and Republicans who hate it.
That's right. It was a difficult compromise to make. Obviously, we've been talking about these renewable mandates for a decade. They were put in. People didn't necessarily appreciate them as they were being implemented, although we were getting nearly there, really, with some of the goals in those bills. But, you know, it was this question of, as Bill Seitz called it, the mandate mountain that we were climbing up, and they didn't approve of it. Speaker Larry Householder tried to strike a balance with supporting First Energy's nuclear plants, and he did get 10 very important Democratic votes for that compromise.
So was there one goal to help the nuclear plants, or were there 2 goals? Or was the goal to eliminate the mandates? What was the real goal, or was it a combination of the 2?
I think the goal was to help the nuclear power plants, and then the rest of it was about how to count the votes. Now, talking about that, so there's a new possibility out there. The Senate simply may give First Energy, which is the utility who owns the nuclear power plants up on Lake Erie, $150 million in the next budget. So, as a subsidy, just simply that way there's no rate, that they may view that, and then it's a temporary thing. You got a couple of years, next year simply has to do that. And I think there's some chatter going on out there about that being a possibility. The thing is
that way ratepayers in the southern part of the state wouldn't be paying for those plants.
Well, they would through their taxes, through their income
not directly,
taxes.
not through their bills.
And I got to tell you, see, I was in the room when they first did the subsidy for the Ormet smelter down on the river, and that started off just as Monroe County, and then it spread to Monroe and all the counties adjacent to it, and then finally the southern third of Ohio was all bailing out that one aluminum smelter. And, you know, you got to put a limit on this stuff.
These are tough choices because there's the long term, which politicians aren't very good at looking at all, and then there's a short term, which is a 2020 election coming up, jobs that could be lost on both sides, really. And we saw all those ads of the wind energy lobby trying to pressure the lawmakers not to support a bailout because they felt that it was going to cut into the progress that's been made in Ohio's green energy sector.
Have those mandates made progress? Have they worked? Have they forced us to look more towards renewables?
If no more than think about it, okay? But I think Gene is right. The first thing was to take care of the power companies, and the second thing was to get enough votes to get this thing through. When I go around and I say we are a part of, our country is no longer a democracy, it's becoming an oligarchy. This is an example where a small group of people want something that the majority has no need for, but legislative, they get what they want. This is a grand example. I mean, you could end up paying $4.36 a month in your electric bill to keep this thing going, and if you're in another area, you end up paying $2.50.
And the other thing to keep in mind, too, is that for renewable energy, for wind and solar, those costs per kilowatts keep coming down. Right now, some markets, they're cheaper than coal and they match gas. And within 2 years, they're going to be cheaper than natural gas.
But we're still going to be paying.
But it's the way things are going to move is increasingly to these renewables, because it's the market and it's going to drive a lot of people nuts, including the utilities.
Well, AEP, they have 2 huge solar farms that they want to build down in southern Ohio, and there's a carve-out in this bill basically for solar plans that are already in the pipeline, and these are already in the pipeline.
Right, and you have to understand how these mandates worked, which was essentially they would be goals set where it was going to be an expanding amount of renewable energy over a long period, say 25 years. And so that is how people were building their business plans. And now all of a sudden, if you pull it out from under them, it hurts everybody involved.
Kathy, the home rule position, I love how the legislature uses this. The home rule, they say if you don't want fracking in your backyard, the state controls that. You can't have a vote to say no fracking. But in
Right.
this bill, if you don't want a wind farm, yeah, you can vote those. You can say no to those.
It doesn't make sense, but I mean, generally speaking, the legislature likes home rule, except when they don't.
When it's against their ruling.
It goes back to your point about moneyed interest having more sway over
And I
other moneyed
think
interests.
probably the bigger picture, it speaks to the influence of the industry on the legislature, as Sam was mentioning.
And also, as Gene says, they're counting votes, and so they're looking at, well, I need a rural vote, and maybe in that one rural community, a wind farm would be a horrible idea, so I can get 1 or 2 votes there. But I need the vote of the coal county over here, and so I'm going to make sure that these coal companies get a little money.
When I fetched up the General Assembly in 1992, the very first lesson I was taught was, this is how you count to 50.
It's not about the rationale, the logic, or the support that it provides to the citizens of Ohio.
My whole time in the General Assembly, I only managed to sway a people's opinion from a floor debate 3 times.
But I also feel kind of like, in some ways, these kind of bills where they're counting votes are representing some very diverse interests versus just, let's rubber stamp it.
Yeah, unanimous votes aren't always good either.
No, it hides stuff.
Yeah. Well, the vote counting moves to the Senate now on this energy bill, so it's not done yet.